Child, let me tell you something. The streets are talking, and this time, the whispers are shaking Hollywood to its core. Jaguar Wright, the singer-turned-whistleblower, is back again with her signature brand of explosive tea. And baby, when Jaguar speaks, the internet listens, whether they want to or not. Now, you know Jaguar doesn't do light shade. Oh no, child. She comes out swinging. And this time, she dragged none other than Diddy, calling his infamous parties freak-offs. And according to her, they were a whole lot messier than champagne, VIP lists, and red carpets. Nope. Allegedly, these parties were dripping in drugs, cameras, manipulation, and wild encounters that left some attendees with more than just memories. And child, the names she sprinkled in? Oof. Mary J. Blige, Cassie, Young Miami. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The blogs? They went crazy. Social media? Exploded. Fans are split down the middle, half convinced Jaguar is exposing the truth the industry buried for decades, the other half calling her delusional and messy for clout. But whether you believe her or not, the fact that she's naming Grammy-winning legends and linking them to scandals like underage allegations, abuse lawsuits, and even whispers about infections, that's enough to make the whole internet stop scrolling. So buckle up, because today we're diving into Jaguar Wright's shocking claims, from Diddy's freak-offs to Mary J. Blige's alleged skeletons to Cassie's heartbreaking abuse lawsuit and the messy Young Miami rumors. The tea is piping hot, and child, this ride is about to get messy. Child, if there's one thing Jaguar Wright knows how to do, it's set the internet on fire. And this time, she didn't just toss a little shade. She practically dropped a bomb on Hollywood. When Jaguar opened her mouth about Diddy's infamous parties, the so-called freak-offs, the tea she poured had people clutching their pearls, refreshing their timelines, and side-eyeing every celebrity that's ever been spotted at a bad boy event. According to Jaguar, these parties weren't your typical music industry get-togethers with champagne and studio chatter. Oh no, child. Allegedly, Diddy's freak-offs were full-blown, no-limits gatherings where boundaries were blurred, cameras were rolling, and the vibe was anything but glamorous. Drugs flowing like water, celebrities losing control, and deals being made in ways that felt sus, as Jaguar puts it. The kind of stuff you'd expect in a dark Netflix documentary, not a red carpet after-party, but Jaguar didn't stop at painting the scene. She went straight for names. The first jaw-dropping claim? Mary J. Blige. Yes, the Mary J., the queen of hip-hop soul, the woman who gave us No More Drama and countless anthems of strength. Jaguar alleged, and I stress, alleged, that Mary was caught up in scandalous behavior, including whispers about inappropriate connections with underage boys. Now, whether there's truth to it or not, that claim alone had the internet in flames. Fans were furious, saying Jaguar crossed the line, while others couldn't help but say, well, Hollywood has covered worse before. Then came Cassie's name, and this time, Jaguar didn't even have to push the narrative herself. Cassie had already filed that explosive lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of abuse, control, and manipulation throughout their long relationship. Jaguar tied that lawsuit right into her narrative, suggesting Cassie's story was just one public crack in an empire of secrets. And baby, when Cassie settled her case faster than anyone expected, that only made the rumors louder. And let's not forget Young Miami. Jaguar claimed that even newer names in Diddy's circle weren't safe from scandal. Allegedly, Young Miami's relationship with Diddy wasn't just about glitz and gifts. Jaguar implied there were whispers about HIV rumors swirling around the city, with blogs hinting that Miami might have gotten more than just private jets and Birkin bags from the music mogul. Again, no receipts, but child, that didn't stop social media from running with it. The wildest part? It wasn't just about individuals. Jaguar painted a picture of an entire culture of excess and exploitation, saying Diddy's freak-offs were practically recruitment camps for celebrity secrets. According to her, people left those parties with more than just hangovers. They left with regrets, trauma, and allegedly, in some cases, infections. Whew, the mess. And you know the blogs had a field day. Gossip sites like Lipstick Alley, The Shade Room, and countless YouTube channels went full CSI mode, pulling up old interviews, resurfacing awkward clips, and pointing out times celebs looked too close for comfort. With Diddy, Twitter threads racked up thousands of retweets with fans debating whether Jaguar was exposing the truth or just bitter from her own career struggles. Some even said, "She's giving the tea Wendy Williams wished she had." Meanwhile, fans of Mary J and Cassie were split. Some defended their faves to the death, dragging Jaguar for being messy and irrelevant. Others admitted that, as shocking as the claims were, Hollywood has a history of dark secrets coming to light decades later. As one fan put it, "I don't believe Jaguar, but I'm not putting my whole paycheck on Hollywood being innocent either." So, in part 1, we're seeing the stage set. Jaguar Wright dropping bombs, naming names, and blogs amplifying the drama to the point where it felt like every corner of the internet had an opinion. Whether you call it reckless or brave, one thing is clear. Jaguar managed to pull the spotlight back onto Diddy, Mary, Cassie, and Young Miami in a way that had everyone talking. And child, if part 1 was this messy, wait until you hear how the characters responded. Because in part 2, it's all about who clapped back, who stayed silent, and who might have exposed themselves without even realizing it. Now, child, part 1 had us clutching our wigs with Jaguar's wild allegations. But the real gag comes when we look at how everybody involved reacted, or in some cases, how they refused to react at all. Because sometimes silence is louder than words. And when it comes to Diddy's empire, the quiet is deafening. Let's start with Jaguar Wright herself. Baby, if you thought she was going to back down after all that backlash, think again. Jaguar doubled down, going live on Instagram and YouTube, spilling more tea, repeating her claims, and telling her followers that she had receipts locked away. Now, whether those receipts exist or not, she knew exactly how to keep the streets buzzing. Framed herself as a truth teller, claiming the industry blackballed her because she wouldn't play along with the dirty games. In her words, "They tried to silence me, but I'm still here, child." For some fans, that made her look credible. For others, it just made her look obsessed. Meanwhile, Diddy's camp? Crickets. Absolute silence. No official statements, no tweets, no lawyers stepping up to shut down the rumors. Just the sound of expensive glasses clinking somewhere in Miami. And child, that silence spoke volumes. Because let's be real, when allegations are this heavy, most celebs run straight to their PR teams for damage control. Diddy's refusal to address Jaguar head-on had people side-eyeing, whispering, "If it's not true, why isn't he shutting her down?" Of course, defenders argue that Diddy doesn't dignify baseless drama with responses. But in the messy world of celebrity gossip, silence almost feels like confirmation. Now, Cassie. Cassie's situation was the bombshell that made Jaguar's claims stickier. When Cassie filed that lawsuit accusing Diddy of abuse and control, it validated some of what Jaguar was saying, without Jaguar even being involved. Fans started connecting dots. If Cassie's story made it to court, maybe Jaguar isn't as crazy as people say. Then came the lightning-fast settlement. Some people saw that as Diddy paying for silence. Others thought Cassie just wanted peace. But either way, her name being in the mix gave Jaguar's tea a whole new level of traction. Mary J. Blige's reaction, or lack thereof, was another story. The queen of hip-hop soul has built her entire career on resilience, survival, and overcoming hardship. When Jaguar's allegations about her surfaced, Mary stayed stone silent. No denials, no clapbacks, just continued touring, posting about her fashion, and smiling through it. Fans were quick to defend her, saying Jaguar was just bitter and jealous. Others noted that Mary's silence might have been a strategic move, because acknowledging such a scandalous claim could have made it even bigger. Still, the whispers lingered. And child, once the streets start whispering, it's hard to unhear them. Then there's Young Miami. Her whole Carisha Please persona is built on being unfiltered and bold. But when Jaguar implied her name was tied to HIV rumors and Diddy's wild lifestyle, Miami didn't play into it. She kept posting, kept flaunting her luxury gifts from Diddy, and let her haters scream into the void. Some fans admired her for ignoring Jaguar, Others said her silence was suspicious. But one thing's for sure, the drama didn't stop people from tuning into her show or following her every move. And let's not forget the fans and the blogs. This is where the drama really took on a life of its own. Fans were dissecting old interviews where Diddy looked too touchy with male artists. Twitter threads resurfaced clips of him calling rappers daddy or brother love in ways that people now viewed as sus. YouTubers pumped out daily content connecting Jaguar's allegations to Cassie's lawsuit and to every rumor about Diddy from the last 20 years. It became less about what Jaguar said and more about the collective pile-on of suspicion against Diddy's empire. On the flip side, Jaguar faced her own backlash. Critics called her bitter, unstable, and attention-seeking. They pointed out her own struggles in the music industry and suggested she was projecting her failures onto bigger stars. Some said she was burning every bridge left in Hollywood just to stay relevant. But for Jaguar, that didn't matter. As long as the conversation stayed hot, she had an audience. So, in part 2, we see the dynamics play out. Jaguar fueling the fire, Diddy staying silent, Cassie's lawsuit making things messier, Mary and Miami refusing to engage, and fans plus blogs dragging every piece of this scandal across the internet. It's a circus, child. A messy, dramatic circus where no one wants to be the clown, but everyone's watching the show. And trust me, if you think the drama ends there, you're wrong. Because part 3 is where things get even more dangerous. Lawsuits piling up, insiders whispering about NDAs being broken, and Diddy's empire starting to look shakier than ever. If you thought the tea was already scorching, grab some oven mitts, because part 3 is where the pot truly boils over. After Jaguar Wright's allegations, Cassie's lawsuit, and all the whispers about Mary J. Blige and young Miami, the aftermath hit harder than anyone expected. First off, let's talk lawsuits. Once Cassie's case went public, it seemed like a dam broke. Suddenly, more people started hinting at similar experiences with Diddy. Attorneys began circling like sharks, and the blogs were quick to report that other alleged victims were preparing to come forward. Nothing concrete yet, but child, when multiple whispers start floating around the same person, the streets begin connecting dots. And let's be real, Diddy's name has been tied to controversy for decades. Jaguar just reignited the fire. Now, insiders claim NDAs are the invisible wall holding back a tidal wave of scandals. Former staffers, party guests, even ex-assistants allegedly signed papers that keep them from speaking out. But here's the gag. NDAs don't always hold up when there's criminal behavior involved. Lawyers on gossip panels have been saying if even one person breaks their silence, the entire house of cards could come crashing down. Allegedly, some are already considering it. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright isn't done. She thrives in the chaos. In recent interviews, she teased that she's not even stilled half of what she knows. She claimed more receipts exist and that the music industry has been protecting predators for years. Whether you believe her or not, her persistence keeps the spotlight glued to Diddy and his circle. She knows the streets are watching, and she's playing her role as the industry whistleblower to perfection. On the flip side, Diddy's empire is starting to wobble. Brands and partnerships have allegedly grown hesitant. Fans are noticing fewer high-profile appearances, and the narrative of brother love has shifted from spiritual guru to scandal magnet. In Hollywood, image is everything, and right now, his image feels like a cracked mirror. Cassie, for her part, has gone quiet since the settlement, but her silence doesn't erase the impact. The fact that she took legal action at all validated suspicions fans had for years. Many argue that her courage opened the door for others who might have stayed silent otherwise. In the messy timeline of Diddy's career, Cassie's case is already a landmark moment. Blige continues her queenly silence, and honestly, that might be the smartest move. She has a legacy built on resilience and pain-turned-art. Whether the allegations are nonsense or not, she knows engaging would only amplify the scandal. Her refusal to entertain Jaguar's words keeps her brand intact. Fans remain loyal, brushing off the gossip as jealous lies. Still, The whispers exist, and once they're out there, they never fully disappear. Young Miami's situation, however, feels more complicated. While she hasn't addressed the HIV rumors or the alleged freak-off connections, the streets are watching her every move with Diddy. Every designer bag, every vacation, every red carpet photo becomes evidence for both sides. Some say she's in it for the lifestyle. Others say she's in too deep with someone whose empire is crumbling. Either way, her name is now cemented in the scandal timeline. Let's not forget the internet detectives. Child. They've turned into full-blown investigators. Reddit threads and Twitter spaces are dedicated to connecting old interviews, shady lyrics, and mysterious industry decks back to Diddy's alleged secrets. The conspiracy theories are spiraling out of control, some even suggesting government involvement, blackmail schemes, and more sinister cover-ups. Whether you believe it or not, the speculation keeps this scandal alive long after it should have died down. So what's next? Insiders claim more lawsuits could hit the table. Rumors suggest documentaries are in the works. You know how Netflix loves a messy celebrity downfall. And with Jaguar refusing to shut up, the pressure on Diddy is only growing. Will his empire collapse under the weight of decades of rumors? Or will he somehow survive, like he always does, slipping through the cracks untouched? Either way, child, the streets are watching, the blogs are typing, and the tea isn't cooling down anytime soon. This aftermath isn't the end. It's just the beginning of a bigger, scarier, messier story that might finally expose what's been hidden in Hollywood's shadows for far too long. And baby, if your wig ain't sliding off by now, I don't know what to tell you. Because this tea is hotter than a fresh pot on a Sunday morning, and the streets are buzzing louder than ever. Now, child, I've spilled all the receipts, all the whispers, and all the drama about Jaguar Wright, Diddy, Cassie, Mary J. Blige, Young Miami, and the whole messy crew. But the gag is, this story is far from over. Allegedly, there are still more names to drop, more lawsuits creeping through the cracks, and maybe even a documentary that's about to blow the lid all the way off. Whew. And you already know the blogs, the fans, and the insiders are not letting this go anytime soon. But here's where I need you. Yes, you. Do you believe Jaguar Wright's claims? Do you think Diddy's empire is on its last legs? Or is this just another case of the streets making noise without receipts? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I know y'all got some theories. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the next piping hot update. Trust me, child, the next cup of tea is brewing, and it's looking even messier than this one.